And no. Hey there, Power Ranger fans, and welcome to LR4. And this episode is entitled Prince Vekar's Last Stand, and it is episode 25. And I'm joined by my regular co-host, Richard, also known as Oliver Queen.
I changed my name for today.
And he's not wearing glasses
Back
today.
to normal tomorrow.
And then Derek, our friendly neighborhood Predator Ranger.
How's it going?
And we're also joined by a special featured guest. You know him from Ranger Command Power Outer, Mr. Eric Berry, also known as...
Tricky B47. How you guys doing?
Good, man, good. How's everything going for you?
Pretty good, thanks.
And also, not only does he do that, he's also he's one of the new members of the Power Force.
Indeed. Indeed I am.
So,
How do I get that job?
I don't know.
well, there's a lot of hand jobs involved, you know. There's a lot of sucking up to the owners per se.
I was invited by, or nominated by some current members, so that's how I got
I'll
in.
take a nomination, please.
Wasn't
Lifelong Power Ranger fan.
Yeah, wasn't a Linear Ranger part of that at one point, and then he left?
Yeah, I believe so. They had a couple people that left the Power Force, and then they wanted to fill in the gaps and bring it to an even 25.
That doesn't make any sense of why somebody would want to quit that. I mean, you're getting free stuff from these guys.
People have their reasons.
That even 25, and that's your concern? This one's 25 an even number.
I meant just like a regular 25. I don't know, not a crazy number, just something that's either 20 or 25. So that's what they decided to go with.
It's a smoother number.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I understand. One of the free things you got. What was one of the free things that you got that you will never ever use again in your life? Yeah, name.
Probably most of this Halloween pack that we just got from Party City. It just include a lot of kid party favor type of stuff, like little throwing discs and blue Samurai Ranger like mini paddle thing. So
I have perfect juice for that.
And what?
My couple cousins, I have perfect juice for that.
Didn't you get the morph suit from them too?
yeah, we got a. Well, all the guys got a Mighty Morphin Red Ranger morph suit, and I think the girls got the Pink Ranger.
I understand that. Well, I think we're friends.
They're horrible.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, I know. I have one in my Halloween bin.
I saw you actually tried it on, and I'm like, wow. I guess they never. I like this. Like, you know, this is one of the opportunities. That you know what? I got to put this on and show them how ridiculous this looks.
It doesn't even fit. I mean, I was at the upper limits of it. It said it could go to someone who's 6'1". I'm 6'1", and I almost had to dislocate my shoulder to get the shoulder part over it. It's not comfortable. It doesn't breathe. Even on the packaging, they said, "Oh, you can totally see out of this." You can't.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
I can just imagine.
Laser-looking piece over your eyes, or did you have a different piece?
How is that? Now, how is that a Halloween costume? You walking down the street, hoping that you don't get hit by a damn car or something, or look like you're just. It's just. I mean, the putty. Okay, I gotta admit, the putty morph suit looks good. If you would get rid of the freaking hood part and add the gloves and the latex mask, that would work perfectly.
Yeah, I think that would look good, but this thing is horrible.
But the people that made the morph suits, this is why people pay for cosplay. They don't pay. I mean, I've seen somebody actually wear the spandex and actually just buy a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I noticed that it still says morph suit on the ass part right there. It's like.
I didn't even check the butt part of it.
It's pretty funny because I saw somebody at Lexington in 2013, the first time me and Richard went there, and this guy had he was dressed up as the armored Red Ranger. He had a Red Ranger hat on. He didn't have the helmet, but he was wearing the morph suit. and on the back of it, it said morph suit. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, it's like a morph suit tramp stamp.
It's just like it's like why don't we just put our product name on it, morph suit, right there? Because some people are gonna be looking at that and they're like, no, I'm reading what it has right there. Yeah, Derek, you know what? Next PMC, that's your next cosplay right there, a morph suit.
Okay, I need people looking at my ass apparently.
Yeah, because apparently every girl will be checking you out like this. Oh man, I did something really well. No, we're just trying to read your ass right there. It's just I don't understand how Saban. I mean, when Saban's company or marketing or anything like this, like, so what do we want to do? We want people to have Power Ranger costumes. Do we want to actually give them really decent helmets and actual good costumes? No, we want to make them look as ridiculous as possible. A ripoff of Spider-Man, but with the Power Ranger look to it. Like freaking, like I don't know. I would never. I saw a bunch of people dressed up like that one time, like on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like this. I'm like, why would you?
Morph Power Rangers.
Look at this. I'm a Power Ranger. Yeah. No.
Well, I mean, it gets the casual fan, so
Yeah.
it's a good costume for, I guess, one day of the year.
Yeah. But the thing is, the Pink Ranger.
Oh yeah.
Was everybody's?
Then they've got the sexy costume.
Morph can't even include a skirt.
I thought it does, but it's not really. It's like a freaking inked over skirt or something.
Oh.
I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna move on from this morph suit topic thing and everything. Yes. Thank you, Saban. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go into the first topic, which is Legendary Ranger episode rates, and this season we're talking about is Turbo, episodes 18 and 19. Passing the torch. Now, if you guys don't know, this is the episode where this is the episode where our main four Rangers, Tommy, Tanya, Catherine, and Adam, leave to live normal lives, and they pass them on to these new teenagers that two of them they know, and then two of them they just met. It's like, hey, okay, you saved my life, so you want to be a Power Ranger? Sure, why not? So,
One didn't even want it.
was that, no, which one was it? Was it?
Cassie.
That's right, she wanted to be like a Tina Turner or a singer or something.
Yeah.
It's like, what do they do? Hold a blaster to her head, you're going to be a Power Ranger. Thank you for saving my life, you're going to be a Power Ranger. Let me go to Eric about this. Now, what did you think of this episode?
I thought it was decent. I mean, it was definitely it was definitely a passing of the torch. I mean, it lived up to its name. It was totally getting rid of any Rangers that we had before. So I know this is a pretty big milestone, and it was also a turning point for Turbo as well. A lot of people say that it got better when the new cast joined.
Right. I mean, I agree with you on that. I mean, not to say that, the original cast were bad. I mean,
right.
Because we grew up with that cast. I mean, we grew up with, Tommy, and then, the newer characters and everything. But, it's like, they want to do something fresh.
An explanation on why it got better.
Okay, go on.
Because when they carried over the cast from Zeo, they also turned around and went from O-Ranger to Car Ranger. O-Ranger in Japan was a more serious Sentai. Car Ranger was a more of a comedy type Sentai.
Okay.
So by replacing the cast, they didn't have to rely on the seriousness that the old cast grew up into. They could do more of the fun stuff with the new characters because they were new.
Makes perfect sense, actually.
They were able to base the characters on what they needed, not what they had.
And let's not forget that we got a Kid Ranger in there. We got our first ever Kid Ranger. We got Justin.
They did that to turn around and try to get some comedy, probably. To try to bring some of the comedy aspect into it, and it wasn't working because you had Kid with veteran cast. So
maybe they also did it to appeal to the audience at the
That
time.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's like, it's like, you played Justin, the Blue Turbo Ranger? Oh, man, I envied you so bad. Everybody goes up to him and says that. Because, like, oh, man, I wanted to be a Ranger. You got the opportunity. They just asked you. It's like, hey, you want to be a Ranger? Sure, why not? I love the Power Rangers. Now, Derek, what did you think of this episode, if you can remember anything about it?
Vaguely. I remember, there's the disappointment of seeing the old cast, getting shoved aside for this new group of people that, we barely know. There's also the disappointment that Justin continued on. But I ended up really enjoying TJ. He was one of my favorite Rangers. So it was good that he got introduced then.
Yes. And our first ever African-American Red Ranger at that time.
That's also true.
Yes, and it's funny because that's every time when whatchamacallit, Andre Black Nerd Comedy always talks about that. Does this thing he's like, Selwyn Ward, the first ever black leader of the Power Rangers. I'm like, what? Okay.
Did you just channel Michael Jackson for that voice? What the hell?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell that was, but I just know that's what he did. If you watch one of his videos. Now, my take on this, it was interesting because but it's funny too at the same time because randomly these two people meet on a bus. Okay, TJ and Cassie meet on the bus, and then out of nowhere they see these people in trouble. They see Tommy and Kat in trouble from the Piranhatrons. And you think that some normal person would say, "Screw this, we're out of here. We ain't standing around watching." No, they're gonna go in and fight because apparently they know how to fight right there and then. Tommy, I could understand that knew how to fight, but it's just so funny that out of nowhere you see TJ because he's actually more into. I think he was going to study becoming into baseball. I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's baseball.
Yeah, and it's just.
Which at that point, I mean, to see TJ fight, it would have been better to see him fight using a baseball bat.
That would have been awesome, actually.
He's trying to be a baseball player.
Batter up, Piranhatron.
That's straight up mob tactics right there.
That's a freaking gang thing going on there. You're in my neighborhood. You're in my neighborhood, alien.
It would have made more sense. And maybe Cassie trying to fight with a guitar or something. I don't know.
Oh, I wouldn't want to waste a good guitar.
Play on what their characters were supposed to be based at that point.
What about Ashley? Would she be fighting with pom-poms? Because she was a cheerleader at one point.
Hey, cheerleaders do have some gymnastic skill.
Very true.
It's true.
And let's not forget,
And that's what qualified Kimberly.
Yeah. I did love Cassie, but I gotta say Ashley was really hot the hot Yellow Ranger at that time.
Yes, he was nice too.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? My cat wants to be part of the. Look at this right here.
Bring the cat in.
She's right
Cat's
here.
better anyways.
Oh, anyway, so my scale for this episode would be an 8. My rate would be 8. What about you, Eric? What's your rate on this?
I'll give it like a 7.
Okay. Derek?
Yeah, it was a pretty good transition. I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay. Richard?
I'd have to go with an 8, although I'd have to say the follow-up episode where they were already buddy and everything. It's like, really?
The
episode right after.
I do love.
Shouldn't they learn how to be a team first, not just be thrown into? Oh well, now we have a jacket monster, or a monster that preys on jackets.
You're gonna love that. But I didn't.
Now we're all friends. It's like we've known each other our entire lives.
Yeah, I did love.
Missed opportunity to turn around and build as a team, to being a team, instead of just saying, okay, well, we're a team. We know Blue Centurion. it's like we've been the Rangers this entire season, and the others never existed.
Yeah, I got to. I did love the
They could have done more.
the passing the torch ceremony in that episode. That was one of my favorite
Yes.
things.
I
Especially
admit the episode, the two-parter, great. Introduced new characters, so that they have different personalities.
and they brought
I mean, Carlos and Ashley were actually introduced earlier.
yeah, they were introduced during the
Still, to bring it all together, do that was great. And then they said, you know what? Screw building them as a team. Screw making them learn how to work together. They already know that.
Now, what I liked about the ceremony is that they brought back Zordon for that episode, and they brought back Alpha 5's original suit, which was awesome. And then I just love the ordeal that they did, how they did that. It makes you think, why don't they do that now? Why don't they ever get the really awesome ceremony? Okay, well you're going to be a Ranger, so we're going to pass you. We're going to have like a big setup here, and then do that. That would have been awesome.
It's different.
The set looks like this. The set looked like a stage show, though. They had the big glowing Power Rangers lightning bolt on the rocks.
That was freaking awesome. That was awesome. That's what I liked about it. So it looked like that's what the whole point was. Just they levered up out of the rocks, which was kind of funny, but still, it was still cool. Back then,
Zordon learned from his mistake.
Man, I don't know how to actually pass down the torch. All I did was get a sword, and that's how I did that.
Yeah. First, you had the sword that copied the powers. Didn't actually transfer them. It copied.
True.
Otherwise, Jason, Trini, and Zach would have demorphed right there in the command center.
And let's not forget.
And then Kimberly just, hey, Catherine, here's my coin. Enjoy.
And let's not forget the entrance for the White Ranger. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Him
but
coming
that
down
wasn't passing the torch moment.
It wasn't a passing the torch moment. No, it wasn't. But I loved the introduction moment of the White Ranger, and then him coming down in this white light. It's like is it an angel? No, it's just Tommy. He's just back.
But I mean, the thing is, you also have to ask, why did Zordon have that room built?
I think
about it though. 2 plasma tubes?
Well, if you think about it, because I thought that was going to be the next command center, because when the command center blew up, then that was the power chamber. They said a hidden chamber, and that's what it was, I thought.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, on top of it, how at the end of the season, Elgar's like, ooh, Zordon, Demetrius plasma tube, let me destroy it so they can't return. It's like, wait. They still have 2 other ones in another room.
You
didn't bother to destroy.
Okay, I see your point there. But at this point, it's like we can never figure out Power Rangers. There's a simple explanation for that. Nope, there's not. Just kidding. Okay, next topic we're going to go on to are the Fall 2014 Legendary Ranger Key Packs. So apparently, thanks to Raz from Ranger Crew, he announced that he found some of the keys that are going to be released in the Toys R Us database. But it did not. It did not say that it was going to be. They didn't have Lightspeed Rescue in that or Megaforce, but that doesn't mean we aren't going to get keys for those. Because Bandai has said that they are planning to release female 6 Ranger keys and a couple of extra Ranger keys too. So, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, at first they were saying, at first Ranger Crew said, well, it doesn't sound like we're going to be getting them at Toys R Us, Target, or Walmart, which I think would be crazy because, I think a lot of people will enjoy the hunt. Having said that, I'm still glad that we are going to be getting female Ranger keys, 6 Ranger keys, and extra Ranger keys. So I'm glad that we're finally getting those this fall. They said they're going to release it in the fall, so we'll be getting them this fall, that's for sure. But let me ask you.
So they need to hurry up.
Especially with the new Dino Charge toys probably releasing in November.
Yeah, they'll probably.
That's a month away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. But the thing is, they'll probably release them around the same time Dino Charge toys are going to be released.
And they won't sell. Because everybody will want the Dino Charge.
You'd be surprised.
And then Bandai would turn around and be like, see, we knew they wouldn't sell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we purposely released them at the same time as the new shit, but, to sabotage it and prove ourselves right, but, we told you they wouldn't sell.
I'm sure that they'll sell, but, I mean, I definitely would get them, because, I mean, because I want to complete the set of the Ranger seasons I have already, so, I don't know, Eric, would you go out and buy the fall 2014 Legendary Ranger Key Pack? Have you bought any of them?
No, I only have a few. I already have all the Ranger keys from Japan, so
Oh, okay. All right.
really wasn't too interested in these.
Oh, okay.
I did grab the one with the armored Red Ranger, though.
Oh,
I grabbed
yeah.
that one.
With the green and white Ranger. That's
right. But I grabbed it mainly for the armored Red, just because that was a key that was never released in Japan.
Exactly. That's one of the things you want to go for. But I mean, I'm definitely gonna get the key. I'm definitely gonna get the key pack. When they start coming out with them, so that way at least can complete it. Derek, what about you? Are you gonna be going to look for them if they do get released in Toys R Us and stuff?
Yes, of course. I'm an obsessive collector. I need to have them all. I already started the collection, so
Like
I need the rest.
Yeah, kind of like the cards that we never see Series 5 ever, or Series 4. You can. Oh man, let's talk about that. The cards. Oh my God, I remember those. Did anybody ever finish those cards?
I have all of Series 1 through 4. I have all of those cards, and I have some promotion cards here and there from the toys I collected, but
yeah.
I wasn't a completist when it came to the promotion cards, because I wasn't going to buy every single toy in that line.
Yeah,
just for a complete
Some of the toys you had to buy twice.
Right.
Like, the blaster, if you buy the red and pink and then the blue, yellow, black sets, you get one set of cards. If you buy the exclusive all-together set, you get 5 other cards.
Yeah, that's the Toys R Us exclusive one, the full blaster one.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's full blaster.
And there was some that they showed but never released. That toys that never came out. So it was a mess. I just focused on Series 1 through 4. It's just a shame that Series 5 never came out, at least in the U.S., because that would have completed all of the sounds for the Gosei Morpher.
True, very true. And it's funny, I got most of my cards from some of my friends.
Does the Gosei Morpher even have a Super Mega Force sound?
No, I don't think so.
No, it was just for up till Mega Force.
Yeah, because I know I saw pictures of the Super Mega Force cards.
Yeah, but I think
it would just say Mega Force.
I'll probably just say Mega Force, yeah.
Or
like Samurai.
Yeah, I thought somewhere that they said they were going to re-release a new Gosei Morpher, but that never got off the bat, I guess. I don't know, but maybe, I don't know. But yeah, like I was saying, I would get my cards from some of my friends, like Derek, for instance. I got like a lot of cards from him for Series 4, right?
Yep.
What you have for Series 4, and then I bought like the cards that came in like 15 packs.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went through those, I was like, okay, repeats, some of them repeats. So it's like, of course, Derek tells me like, you have a million of chance to complete your set with that, and I'm like, please don't jinx me. I don't want to have to.
And I just got some of the extras off of you, so.
Dude, I got plenty of extras. Dude, I mean, I try playing the game, but it's just I don't play it as much. So it's like I'm trying to figure out who would want to take it.
I played it against myself. I lost horribly.
I never played it. I was just more interested in the art and the cards.
Yeah.
I forgot it was even a game. I just bought them for the Morpher.
Yeah, woo, it speaks. Okay, so the next topic we're going to get into, Derek's time at New York Comic Con 2014. We're going to talk about,
Yes, we shall all comment on that.
yes. Now, Derek, what did you do at Comic Con this year?
Partied and had a blast.
Yeah, I walked in, saw the crowd, and wanted to go hide in a corner.
Now,
I was there. I just went for the one day on Saturday, which was probably a terrible idea. This is the first convention I've ever gone to outside of the Power Morphcons, and I'm just like blown away at the number of people crammed into this one building.
And it's pretty much the same size as you would say for San Diego Comic Con, right?
I have no idea. I've never seen it.
Well, the thing, I mean, my God, I couldn't imagine. I mean, okay, now you stood in Jason A. Frank's line.
I did.
How long was that line?
Well, the pain in the ass was about an hour late getting to his booth, so that was a good start.
Who are the fans?
Yeah, he does that. He just, he arrives late, and that's why I'm like this. I'm like, you know what? I'm not standing in line because they say somebody was saying because I was standing in line. I mean, I was only gonna, either get a picture or get an autograph from him because I got plenty of autographs from the guy. I mean, I'm a big fan of Jason A. Frank, and a lot of people are not happy with him. But at the end of the day, I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan of Austin St. John. I'm still a fan of him. I don't do this whole Austin team Jason A. Frank. I just don't do that kind of stuff.
Not so. And all the other teams out there now.
Yeah, I mean, this ain't freaking Twilight. I'm like, we can't. Oh, Team Jacob, Team Edwards, like this. It's like, who gives us? I mean, I don't care. I'm just a fan that grew up with the show. I'm not gonna choose between one of them. But these guys were saying, oh yeah, he's gonna be here like around 10. 10 rolls around, and I'm like, oh, so where is he, huh? and then he's like this, oh, he's not gonna be here like till like noon. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go say hi to Walter Jones because he's here. So I'm gonna go down to his. I'm gonna get in his line very quick because I know that most of the people are gonna go be seeing Jason A. Frank anyway. And when I come back, there's a big line for Jason A. Frank. It moved really quick though. But of course,
yeah, I mean, I don't personally have a problem with him or anything.
Yeah, because okay, we've all seen on his Facebook page. Eric, do you still follow Jason A. Frank?
I do not.
Okay. You see on his page, he's always like taking these videos. So it's like, dude, you had us waiting for hours, and now you're gonna take a video. But it's all.
Yeah, the fans get off on that shit though. When they're standing in line and he's getting video with them, they're just like, "Holy dick, I'm in video with Jason David Frank." They're all excited, so the crowd is pleased. So
yes, that reminds me of my moments when I was standing outside of TRL when I was in New York that one time. Yes, very exciting until everybody died down. You remember Total Request Live from MTV, everybody? Stand out there hoping to get inside. No. They just point the camera at you, and then you cheer, and then you stop.
Yeah, I did see something like that on TV once.
Yeah, and
Changed the channel.
And I was out there. Me and my friend were out there, and then, the guys go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. And then everybody cheers, and then after that, they stop. It's like, wow, this is how TV works, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But who else did you?
Everybody who cheers in TV shows, it's all acting.
True. But
no one actually cheers.
But who else did you?
Shows.
Who else did you meet at New York Comic Con this year?
Nobody really. I was just kind of overwhelmed trying to take in the sights. I was wandering around the merchandise booths and all that shit. The Bandai booth, the Marvel booth. Just checking out all the shit on display there. I had no idea what I was doing. It was crazy. It was absolutely awesome.
There's a Marvel that Power Rangers has Megazords, right?
Oh, is that right?
Really?
Yeah, because there was a deal years ago set up between Toshi, or Sentai, and Stan Lee and Marvel Comics. That's why Japan had a Spider-Man series.
Oh, God.
That giant robot in the Spider-Man series is the reason Super Sentai got Zords and Power Rangers has Megazords.
I will never, ever...
And Battle Fever J, was another Marvel-inspired series.
Battle Fever J.
That's why it was international. It was an international team, even though they were all Japanese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they went by Miss. Was it Miss America?
She's
And then,
Japanese descent, but
Japan,
lived in America.
whatever his name was, Mr. Japan or whatever. I was like, these guys look. Why would they become heroes? They're the creepiest looking characters ever. Scaring little.
If it weren't for that deal, Super Sentai may not be around, and Power Rangers would never have had Megazords and possibly never have been around anyways.
And we would have never gotten Tattoo Teenager Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills.
I don't think anyone wants that.
That's where I still think that's where they got their idea from. They took Battle Fever J and tried to make it into their own original idea that failed miserably. But anyway, besides that, the Bandai booth, you got an up close and personal look at the new Legacy movie toys. Now, how do those look?
Those I am going to purchase immediately. Those I really like the movie suits. I like the look of the figures. Plus Ivan freaking Ooze.
Ivan Ooze. That is. They actually did something right with Ivan Ooze, didn't they? Where back then you had this thing on the back and his hand just moved like this. That was the
Mine looked more like a soap bottle.
Yeah. This is just.
Without the little pop top to get the soap.
It was weird though, because the hand would move like this, and that's what you did. You had the back thing on the back. I mean, you remember that toy, right? How that was back then when they released it. And the thing is, what if the kid turned it like this? You'd be getting this action right here. This is not a kid's toy. This is just freaking wrong as hell, man. What are you doing? We're teaching our kids a little too early in life. Son, you know what this is?
Response to Rita Repulsa. Ivan Ooze's response to Big Ranger.
Are you sure it wasn't more like this with his hand? Oh my God!
That's just the way things were back in the 80s and 90s. That jacking off was an action feature.
And it was appropriate for children because they had no idea what it was at the time.
All right, here's a good question for all of us. Okay, down the road we have kids. Would you ever want to purchase a toy that does that hand motion? Let me go to Derek. Derek, what about you? Would you purchase your kid that toy?
I don't give a shit. What are they gonna do? If it comes with its own dick, then no. But if it's just the hand,
I'm with Derek on this one.
I have to agree.
I guess it would keep. I guess if you hear like this, it's like, Daddy, where do babies come from? Well, first let's talk about
this Ivan Ooze
Well, it doesn't come from this.
It doesn't come from this hand.
Take an Ivan Ooze, go into the back room.
So lonely. Take your Ivan Ooze, take a magazine, and you'll see what you're going to be doing. Yeah, oh my God, that is just... and then did you get to see, did you see the Dino Charge toys there too?
No, I don't remember seeing any of that good stuff. I checked out the wall of keys. I don't know if that's indicative of what's actually coming out or if that's just the prototype display crap.
That was the same prototype display stuff that they had at San Diego Comic-Con.
That's kind of what I was afraid of.
Yeah, I think those are going to be the ones that they're planning to come out with. That's what I'm thinking. Because if they're displaying them, they're going to put them to good use. Hopefully, I mean.
I want them all, but if we get Phantom Ranger, I'll be thrilled.
Oh well, there's no. I mean, it'll be. I mean, we never got the Japanese version. Never got. We'll never get. I mean, we've never gotten in Japan. We never got the Phantom Ranger key, which is called
VRV Master.
VRV, yeah, that. Thank you.
Because of the VRV Robo.
Yes, and we never. I don't think we never got a Ninja Man key either.
Yeah, we did. There was in one of the exclusive sets they released that key and also a pink Abba Ranger key.
Oh God!
With the tape from, and it actually has the tape molding on it, so it looks like, exactly like it did in the Gokaiger episode.
That is
Nice.
insane. That must be a hard find.
Well, yeah, it was one of the exclusive sets that from Bandai. That was like over $150, over $200 with shipping. So.
Oh shit. Yeah, we'll just pass on that.
Now I remember seeing because Toku Nation posted this, and you know many people or a lot of other people post as well pictures from New York Comic Con of the batteries. Well, we saw the prototypes of the batteries, the Dino Chargers at Power Morphicon in San Diego. They didn't have the number on them. Now it looks like they're actually going to have the numbers on the batteries now. So we're not going to be getting just red, and then we'll actually have numbers on it. So now we can actually count how many of those we have.
Yeah, and what Toku Nation, I mean, I'm friends with the guys over there. They were at New York Comic Con, and they said that the batteries have 4 sides. So there's like empty, half charged, and then a picture of the Ranger.
Yeah, I asked the guy from Bandai about that, and that's what he said. And you know, it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to the batteries. I mean, you know, it would have been nicer if they were like the size from the Japan release from Kyoryuger. But you know, what can you do?
Yeah, I'm resigned to the fact that we'll never, like Bandai America toys, will never be the same size or anything that Japan releases. I mean, the last time they did that was years ago, and it's just not going to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, we get what we can afford, I guess. You know, it's like, we'll get this, but then you know, it's good that we're actually getting the Legacy line, even though the Titanus is so much money. Yeah. I just wish that wasn't so expensive. I mean, I would save up for it, but then knowing my luck is it would be discontinued. Oh, there you go. I got the $200. Sorry, we're not selling this anymore. Son of a! Oh, you know,
you finally saved up money? We don't want your money now. We got rid of toy.
Apparently,
we have this as a consolation prize. Yeah. It's only worth $20, but we'll sell it to you for the $200.
Apparently, we have people that are Japanese working at Toys R Us too. Oh, we don't want your money. We don't want this. That is not right.
No. You all misunderstand. We don't work for Toys R Us. We work for a company.
Perhaps we should move on to something slightly less offensive.
I agree.
I meant to say Bandai, but
this shit happens all the time.
Up in a moment and lost track of what I was saying.
This shit happens all the time.
Sorry, companies. I meant Bandai. As for the Japanese people who might be offended by my imitation of how they speak in English, I'm sure you make fun of us here in the United States on how we speak too, so we're even.
It makes you wonder how they can make fun of us, though. You know. Hey, I'm not racist. I mean, I'm my.
Oh no! I offend everybody equally.
This sounds like the opposite of moving on.
Anybody else?
Let's get on to, okay, before we get into this topic, I'm gonna ask Eric about his podcast. Now, what got you started in this podcast? You know.
Well, I've been on a Star Trek podcast with my friend for a couple of years now, and he gave me the opportunity to actually just host the entire episode from start to finish, do the production on it. So that was my first taste into the editing the audio for podcasts and that kind of stuff. So that was last year, and then just in January, I had this idea. You know, I've got quite a number of friends that like Power Rangers and would like to talk about it. So I figured just doing a podcast would be probably the best way to do that. And it was just in a time where I noticed that other podcasts in this area weren't releasing as much or kind of on hiatus and
Right.
just looking to fill a void. So I approached the person who ran the network that I'm on the same Star Trek podcast on, the Four-Eyed Radio Network, and I just pitched him the idea, and he said, sure, do a test episode, we'll see how it goes, and we did, and it was the highest rated episode on the network, and since then, every single episode, we've been number one on the network that we're currently on. So, yeah. It's great. It's called the Four-Eyed Radio Network, and they have a whole bunch of different podcasts. They've got a James Bond podcast. They've got a comic book review podcast called the Long Box Cast. So there's a great variety of shows on there, and thankfully, they are able to let us host on there, and yeah, so it's a good chance to talk. Huh? What was that?
I'll need a link. I'll need a link to it.
Yeah, it's foureyedradio.com, so that's pretty easy. I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, it's a pretty cool network. They're a great bunch of guys, and I just like doing it because it's a chance to talk to my friends every other week about Power Rangers.
Right.
Which I'm sure you guys like to do too. So.
Oh, dude, we do this all the time. We get off topic so crazy. I mean, when we're on a topic, then we're like, okay, let's talk about this, even though it's not on the damn topic list.
Right.
We'll just go ahead to the next thing right now. We'll just do this shit. Now, there's like a lot of other podcasts out there too. We've got the Grid, the Lisa J's No Pink Spandex.
Mm-hmm.
Dan's Toker Rants. Did you think, when you started this, you think, okay, might have some competition, or what was your thought?
To be frank, I really wasn't worried about it, because I'm just doing my own thing,
right.
With my own style. I'm friends with a lot of those guys anyway, so to me, it's not really a competition. I mean, we're all Ranger fans here, and
oh yeah, definitely.
We all have our own points of view on it. So when I started the podcast, I wasn't thinking about any other podcasts really. Just that a lot of them at that time weren't producing content on a regular basis, and we always, ever since we started, we've done every other Saturday, and we've met that. And last month we actually put out an episode every Saturday doing a recap on Power Morphicon with various guests. So I'm just trying to do this for the fans and other listeners out there. So that's what I'm doing it for.
That's why I do this live thing, because we're actually live, and then it gets pre-recorded.
Right.
The thing, and we just talk about things. And if, the way I see it, if you choose to watch it, that's great. If not, then oh well. It's not gonna affect me any at the end of the day.
Right.
But I thought I noticed that you also just recently did an interview with the cast from Teenagers with Attitude.
Yes.
Which I've talked to Cisco, Hayden, and Kelvin plenty of times, and they're awesome people.
Oh yeah.
And we did a live commentary for Teenagers with Attitude. It was with Kelvin,
mm-hmm.
and we talked during the thing where because I did pause on there. I'm like, okay, let's pause this scene. What the hell was going on here? Look at this. He's like, I don't know, man. This set was all set and like this. Like, okay, what about this? And then it's fun. I mean, I'm gonna be doing another one. I'm planning to try to get what I thought I'd do was, if I do interviews, I do interviews with the actors from Power Rangers, and then for fan films, I would do like a live commentary with the actors and everything, because I thought that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they do on DVDs and stuff, and it'll be live, and we talk about it. And I'm planning to have Cisco, Sophia, and Kelvin, and then Hayden on there, and we'll also bring up Teenagers with Attitude. Like, so compared to this, doing Teenagers with Attitude, compared to doing Zordon of Eltar,
mm-hmm.
which one do you think was more complicated, putting all together? I'll talk to them about that, and and we'll probably bring up some random stuff in there too. I mean,
they're really cool guys. Just talking to all of them in our interview, it was just really fun hanging out with them, and they're a great group. Cisco's a very talented individual, and I'm really looking forward to see the completed Zordon of Eltar.
Oh yeah, I mean, he made Zordon look bad. I mean, like I had David Fielding on here for an interview.
Yeah.
And he said he made Zordon look like a badass, and I'm like, yes, he did. Zordon looks totally badass. I mean, seriously, if Saban did something like that, where Zordon had the arm, like the helmet and everything, that would have been awesome. But this is why fans have great ideas, And Saban's like, no, we don't want to use your ideas. We want to do our ideas. Yes. Again, there's a simple explanation for that. No.
I mean, if it's your series, would you want to take someone else's idea, or would you like to have your own?
True.
Well, that's the thing. I think also legally they cannot accept any fan ideas.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they could if they turn around and paid them a consulting fee.
Richard, did you just put on your tag list, on your tagline, Zord builders suck?
That's been up there for a little bit.
You're the one that loves Zord builder, I thought.
No, I said if I get Dragon Zord and Tiger Zord, I might change my mind about it.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I haven't got those yet.
So he's gonna stick with his saying, Zord builders suck. What does Richard?
Yes.
What does
I
Derek?
can turn around and have Dino Tiger Zord.
Admiral.
Or Thunder Dragon Zord. Get on that Thunder Megazord.
Yeah, and let's read
And
Derek's
send me
here.
a copy of it.
Admiral, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to get away from the Predator Ranger, man. I'm trying to get myself back to.
Just around you, sons of bitches.
It's alright, I'm ready for the hunt tonight.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Now the next topic we're gonna do is the new Power Rangers movie, which will be released in July 22nd of July, 2016. Now we've heard a lot of. Yes.
Beat it up.
Yes. Now, what would you want to see in this movie? That's my question for you guys. I mean. Now, I've asked this on my on the Facebook page. I asked, like, okay, would you like to see a new mentor, or would you like them to stick with Zordon as their mentor? Let me go to Eric. Eric, would you like them to do a new mentor for the reboot movie, or would you like them to stick with Zordon? I don't
see why there would be a reason to do a new mentor. I mean, obviously their intention is to do a reboot and retelling of the story that everyone already knows. So they're not going to get away from a big floating head in a tube. I mean, it may be different in concept, but I don't think they're going to get rid of Zordon.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice for him to have a full body, maybe.
Well, he did in the first Power Rangers movie.
Body floating there in the tube might just be creepy.
I mean,
Might be better off just leaving it as the big giant floating head. Oh, wait. That's a third rock from the sun.
I think I agree with you on that. I mean, I would want Zordon to be in it, definitely, and I would want him back. What about cameos? Who would you like to see come back? Just as a cameo, not because I mean, obviously they wouldn't come back as their character. That'd be kind of weird.
As far as cameos, I think if they could wrangle any one of the original actors, I don't care who, if they got all the original actors or even one or two of them, I wouldn't mind because I think it's just a nice nod to the fans and it would be cool to see. As long as it's not like a huge part of the movie or anything. I think if you're going to start off a new franchise, then, you can respect the original, but don't make them the focus.
Right, exactly, because you want to pay attention to the nostalgic from the fans that grew up like us. We are the veteran fans of the series, and then you got the new generation fans. So you want to try to appease to the fans that have grown up with the series and that are also, new to the show. as well. So, you got to do something there. Let's talk about villains. Go ahead.
Oh, but in that case, I would like them to use the current or the actual voice actors from the past because they're all still around. You can update the costumes and all that stuff, but I think for the voices for the villains, you need to have Barbara Goodson, you need to have Robert Axelrod, you need Kerrigan Mahan for Goldar. I think, why not? I think if they can change the looks of them, all that stuff, but I think it would be a great throwback to have those original voices in this movie as well.
Very true, very true.
And bring back David Felding for Zordon.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be awesome. Now, with that said, the villains, I think I would like to see Lord Zed early on. Definitely on. I mean, maybe not the beginning to have like a big part in the beginning. He's like the one that gives the orders, because he's the Emperor of all evil, and he's trying. And he's what he's doing is he's giving Rita the orders to take over Earth, and if she fails, he comes in and steps in and takes over. So that would be a perfect idea to lead into that franchise.
You could always have Lord Zed come in right at the end of the movie to set up for a sequel.
True. Bitch, I'm going to slap you with my Z-staff, man. You better watch out. I'm bringing my buddy.
You have failed too many times. I will take over.
Apparently we have Lord Zed as the ghetto version, Man, what the hell's wrong with you, bitch? Man, you got a headache? Man, I got a migraine.
We're heading back to the offensive territory.
Yeah.
Just kebab you.
Yeah, now, Derek, what about you?
That would be a funny scene. Rita getting shish kebab.
What would you want to see in this new movie?
I would like to see Lord Zed like he was in the movie, because that suit was amazing, and like he was in his original appearance, where he's actually a major threat.
Oh yeah.
I think he's
the brain twitching.
Oh.
Get the brain twitching.
That one scene with the brain. I'm just thinking, he is thinking way too hard. Oh, dude, it's just like moving. I had
brain twitching. If the new Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie includes Lord Zed and it does not have brain twitching, we will boycott it until they re-edit the scene to have the brain twitching.
Oh my god, we'll just act like it's twitching. Hey, look, it moved. Okay. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. I mean, I can't wait to see when they start working on it, because a lot of people will be posting a lot about it. We'll be hearing stuff like probably from Toku Nation, a lot of stuff, especially the Power Force members will be keeping us updated. So that would be really cool. That's the good thing about being.
Cortez gets cast as Pink Ranger for real.
No, God, I'm so sick of that stupid rumor.
A lot of people kept saying, they're like, oh, Taylor Lautner's going to be the Red Ranger. It's like, what in the world?
Out of that rumor, the only one I would actually like to see is Chloe Moretz as the Pink Ranger. Everybody else can go jump off a cliff where I don't give a shit.
She is pretty badass, but
exactly.
Let's be all honest here. I'm sure we'll get unknown actors, because if they're doing a new movie, they're gonna go for people that we've never heard of. Unknown.
Probably.
I mean, they could freaking pick a hooker off the freaking like pick a hooker up and say, hey, you want to be a new Pink Ranger? There you go. You have to keep your clothes on though. All right. You ain't.
I don't know if they'll do that.
I'm not sure how you understand how casting works.
Pretty much.
Watch Mad TV.
I mean, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is,
first ever episode of Mad TV, they did a skit like that where they
don't know who's gonna. But the one thing I can tell you now is, if they're gonna do something with Bulk and Skull, you've got to have them in there, but not as the bullies. Maybe have like their own, like, run like Ernie's or something. Do something like that with their characters, or at least bring in Paul Schreier and Jason Narvi. Because you can't have somebody replacing Bulk and Skull.
Well, it's a reboot. They're changing everything.
Well, I don't think they should do that with Bulk and Skull though, because those guys.
Bulk and Skull are still the bullies.
Are still the awesome characters of the show, even though was mainly by the Power Rangers. Those were the perfect characters in the show. Even though they were the bullies, they were still
Paul
really good.
Fryer, Jason Narvey show up to pick on the new team of Power Rangers, just like they did in their old.
Did you guys graduate? No, we got held back.
No, we got held back.
They'll be the freaking teachers,
We
but
didn't see Principal Kaplan come in
they'll be the
to take him to detention.
no. Volkmeyer will be the freaking Volkmeyer will be the
Actually,
freaking,
that would be a good cameo.
Hold up. Freaking Skull will be the counselor, and you have Bulk as a gym teacher.
No.
Come on, you weak little.
No. You have Paul Schreier and Jason Narvey on set, just walking through the school hallway, and all of a sudden, here comes Principal Kaplan. Bulk, Skull, detention!
That would not. That would be kind of weird. People will be getting confused. Like,
Remember, they were given detention for life
that's true.
in one episode, so which apparently did not last their entire life, but still.
All right. Moving on
Just
from the.
as a homage back to Bulk and Skull, even if we do get a recast of Bulk and Skull, had the principal mistake the original actors for the new ones.
Well, that's one brainless
Hey.
principal.
He forgot his glasses. Hello, people can be blind.
True. All right. Next topic is this week's episode of Power Rangers Super Mega Force. It's another episode rate. This is episode 15. All hail Prince Vekar. Now, first, before I get into this, did everybody see this episode?
I saw it this morning.
Yes.
Derek.
No, of course not. I
Played
have
at
not seen
8
it.
o'clock.
Oh, Derek's response, no, of course not.
I'm like 12 episodes behind. I don't know what the hell's happening anymore.
He's like completely drinking himself. Like, what did I miss?
I'm very good at being a co-host here. Very prepared.
Derek,
I stayed up and watched it.
I can send you the link to all the episodes you probably missed.
That's good.
But the question is, does he want to watch them?
That's very true.
I'll force my way through them, but it's usually after.
Which one? Okay, which one did you
record this.
stop at though? That's what I'm wondering. Which one?
I'm pretty sure I saw Tensu's Big Day Out and just said, fuck the series.
Oh. The Perfect Storm. That's that episode. The Perfect Storm.
Sure, I
Yes.
tried to wipe as much of it from my memory as I could.
And now he's thinking, "Damn you, Nate! You had to bring that shit up. Thanks." Now
So you hate Robo Knight and Tensu.
Yeah,
I think
Robo Knight is
Anti-technology.
I think
Robo Knight is amazing compared to this asshole.
I think
Are you anti-technology?
I think he has something against robots.
Exactly. He's anti-technology.
I got something against this little fucking this rip-off Johnny Five horse's ass.
Have you seen? Let me ask you this. Have you seen Tokuger?
Artificial intelligence.
Have you seen an episode of Tokuger, Derek?
No, God, no. I saw the suits and
The storyline.
I'm like,
The
I'm out.
suits suck. The Zords suck. But the storyline's good.
They've got a freaking robot that is like.
Alpha 69. Alpha 1B69.
It's a freaking robot that is on the train, and I just think it's funny because I'm like this. I'm like.
It gets even more disturbing, though, Nate. They just found out, and not yesterday's episode, or today's episode, last week's episode, that they're still actually children. The children that you see in the flashbacks, that's really them.
I know. I watched that episode like last night, I think.
So
What a twist!
That makes Wagon even more disturbing.
All right. Yeah. There we're.
And this week, apparently, or next week, yellow gets with orange.
But they're children.
Only Yellow is.
He's not even human, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Orange is one of the villains. Or, well, former.
He was a former villain, but
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm back on
Yeah,
the
the former villain get in with a child.
back on the topic.
It looks like she's an adult.
Are you sure it's a former villain?
I don't know after that.
Back on the
I
topic.
do.
All right. The episode "All Hail Prince Vekar" was pretty good. Even though we know Prince Vekar is a whiny little, prissy little bitch in this series, because that's what they did. That's what they were trying to go
Well,
for.
he was in Japan too.
Yeah. But the Megazord was pretty cool. I like how they actually had a flashback scene with Emperor Mavro, so that was really awesome. The Royal Guards. The Armada Megazord, thank you. And I like the look of the Royal Guards, even though they're like repainted bruisers, pretty much. But anyway, they talk though, and now the bruisers talk. So that was really good, and I like how they had the
Place boxes.
I like how they introduced the ultimate legendary Megazord in this episode. All right, Richard, your turn.
I have to say, for the most part, the episode was actually pretty good until it got to the end. Then it seemed rushed. They said, "Oh, okay. Engine cell, Turbo Falcon, combine, destroy. That's it." Like, seriously? It could have been a two-parter.
I guess it could have. Well, they are doing. Next week is a two-parter.
Had more footage. And I mean, come on. They started actually making the prints tolerable.
Yeah, kicking ass finally.
Exactly. Why not extend it? Make another episode. Turn around. I mean, they're giving last season's villain a two-parter to return. Give the prince a two-parter to turn around and die.
Well, that shows you how much his father liked him. How they liked his character.
But, I mean, he's the one that was in line for the throne.
Right.
Turn around and actually do something.
Right.
I wish they would have turned that around and actually had more interaction with Vrak and Vekar. Just because they spent all that time making that connection. And obviously for next week, they're bringing back the underwater base for Vrak, and that was a set that they reconstructed. So, why not use what you have? Maybe film some scenes with Vekar and Vrak interacting. I think that would have made for a much more more interesting episode.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, it could have been a three-parter. All hail Prince Vector. Vekar, or whatever his name is.
Vekar and then Rock, yeah.
Rock back. Make it a three-parter, where at the end it's Rock that convinces Vekar to take the Armada Megazord in the battle to try to defeat the Rangers.
And he gets killed, and then
his brother gets destroyed, trying to get the throne for himself. And then watch the Emperor just come on in and destroy his own son.
Well, thanks, Dad. Love you too, you son of a...
The reason I say that is the Emperor had two sons, yet only one gets giant poster. Why not have both? Unless the Emperor was pissed off at the second born and destroyed him.
Very true.
They could have done that. But no, they had to turn around and say, Japanese footage, don't show that!
All right, Derek, what did you think of this episode? Oh, wait.
Well, it's a Super Mega Force episode, so I'm going to give it 2 just on principle.
He just wants to get right into Dino Charge already. He's like, you know what? We need to get this done with. Come on, Dino Charge.
I just want the show to be good again. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I think we're all just waiting for Dino Charge at this point.
I was hoping
much, yeah.
pull out Gokaiger season, and then we got shortchanged with Super Mega Force.
Well, I mean, they shortchanged both Sentai seasons. So,
I didn't care too much for Ghost Sager, so I wasn't too. I didn't even want that.
Right.
They should have just done the 2 seasons.
I mean,
Go Kaiju. Space pirates come to Earth. Learn what it's like to be a hero. Learn what it means to actually care about something.
Oh, excuse me.
and then people would complain
Learn
it's just an exact
learn
whip
what
of
is true
Gokaiger.
value. What is true value? They
I mean,
could have turned around and had a lot more teamwork, a lot more learning, a lot more like the original series.
right. I mean, I would have liked if they
AFRs.
if we I mean I would have liked if they did have. I mean, they still haven't used the Lightspeed mode or anything like that in there, which some of the seasons they did not use, and I would like to see that, but it's Saban. It's like, oh, we have to edit this out, we have to edit that out. We have these keys in the command center, but we decided to reuse other keys, and rangers that we never heard of or never existed. But and also I love how
they decided, Rangers, I have made new powers for you. I could have given them the actual other people to help you fight, but I don't want to deal with more than 5. Oh wait, now there's 6 of you. Yeah.
I love how they.
That's why I had a robot. I didn't want a 6th.
I love how they think that in this episode he says legendary 6 ranger mode, and they consider Wolf Warrior a 6 ranger when it was Solaris Knight that was a 6th ranger.
Well, actually, Solaris Knight was technically an extra ranger. White Mystic Force Ranger was technically the 6th ranger of the series.
Well, going by the standards of Gokaiger, they did that because Solaris Knight was one of the 6 warriors or legendary warrior characters.
Exactly.
That's what it was, but that's why they went through that. But I give this episode a 9. I give it a 9. Richard, what are you?
I'll give it a 6. Only because I feel that the ending was rushed.
Eric?
On its own, I think it's a decent episode. I'll give it a 7.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are probably thinking to themselves, my God, man, these guys love this episode. They like this episode, but then they give it the lowest score. Hey, 9 is not that bad, people. Could have been worse. We could have gave it a 1. Then people will be saying, oh, well, you obviously don't like the show. I mean, I don't... Okay.
Well, Barrett gave it a 2.
Harsh critic.
Oh, come on now. He hasn't seen the episode.
And he still gave it a 2?
And I don't think he's planning on seeing it ever.
If I see the episode, 2 might be generous. Who knows?
I mean, okay, what they've done with certain seasons, I mean, bringing it back, I haven't had a problem with any of the seasons, but it's just I understand what people are saying because Saban is being lazy on this point, but
oh yeah,
I think
they were lazy by using Ghost Sager.
Well, they wanted to. I still my take on that is I still think the reason they did it as a 20th anniversary because put 2 and 2 together, right? When they had Wild Force, they had the Black Wild Force Ranger. And during the, and I can't remember what anniversary that was, or, does anybody remember what Gal Ranger's anniversary was? What number of anniversary that was?
I think it was the 25th.
Yeah. And I think, because they had a Black Ranger in there, and they wanted to do it because Mighty Morphin had a Black Ranger, and then when it came down to doing, the 15th anniversary with Operation Overdrive, Black Ranger, and then they did that. And then they did Ghost Sagers for Megaforce.
The thing about Gokaiger, they could have easily have had a Black Ranger. Every time green changes, and sometimes pink.
Oh man, a lot of people will be, a lot of fans will be like this, like, oh my God, why is he changing pink? Well, if we do get an adaptation for Gokaiger, we will be getting a pink male ranger more than once.
That is something that they've messed up with. They should have had legendary pink ranger mode, where all the rangers go pink.
I guess it's because Saban is feminist. I mean, he's not feminist, sexist against all guys dressed up as pink or something. What's going on?
It could be. I don't know. We should get him on here and ask.
Why don't we do not him, the company? Why don't we just get him? Why don't we just get an episode where it has to do with breast cancer awareness? There you go. They all change to Pink Ranger. That's not offensive. That's not offensive at all.
At that point, you could actually turn around and have a little speech at the end about how breast cancer affects millions of people a year, and here's the worthy cause to donate.
It's a kid show.
Yes.
I don't think they're going to talk about breast cancer.
They wouldn't be talking about it. They would just be hinting at it, and kids won't know the difference. We would, but they wouldn't. They're not going to sit there.
Think about it, though. You have all these commercials all the time that don't care if kids watch them or not.
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to get the very special episode of Power Rangers where...
Have you seen now
Gia gets a
some of the
mastectomy.
girls on there wear?
Oh my god.
You remember Ninja Storm when Tori was in her bikini top?
That was something different.
Or Galaxy, how Maya went around in a bikini top?
Well, can you blame her? She was in a jungle planet. I mean, that's all she could wear.
Power Rangers have done crazy shit before. We can do it again.
Not on Nickelodeon, apparently.
Well, this is a new day and age. Apparently, everything's offensive anymore.
Until we figured out that, back then when they had the Black Ranger being African American, that's when we thought, oh, that's such a racist remark right there.
Back then, no one cared.
Exactly, but nowadays
it's the biggest deal in the world. Screw the fact that we're having our soldiers blown up overseas. The Black Ranger cannot be a black guy.
Eric's like, what the hell did I get myself into?
Every day I'm like that.
This is what happens. I mean, a podcast and this. Does this stuff happen in your podcast?
We're going to destroy our own town and then blame other people for it.
Okay. I'm getting a little nervous that Richard's still waving around an edged weapon.
He's got a work suit.
Sorry. It's sharp at the points.
Let's hope your grandpa doesn't come in and next thing you know you accidentally throw it. Grandpa, look out! My leg! Why are you looking up? Is he like in there with you right now?
Got a stink bug flying around the lamp. I'm gonna have to get rid of it. You think Lord Zed will let me borrow his staff?
Why would you need his staff? You got a freaking Psy right there.
Yes, but his staff has magical powers, and I can just zap the bug to another dimension.
Oh man. All right, so.
Or I can turn it into a giant monster and attack the city, but we wouldn't go that far.
All right. So anything else we want to talk about before we sign off here? Derek.
No, I think I'm good.
Eric. Wow.
I'm also good.
Richard, anything?
I'm good.
All right. I just want to thank Eric for being on here with us, man. It was really great having you on here. It was really fun.
Thank you.
Guys, make sure you check out his Facebook page, Ranger Command Power Hour. It has the link to their podcast page as well, so just check it out. You guys click on the Join Conversation on YouTube. You'll be able to see it. It'll pop up on the showcase on the side. Check that out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, next Sunday. The next episode is going to be called. I know the name.
Return of Not So Cry piece of.
It's going to be episode 26, and it's going to be called Vrock Strikes Again. So be sure to tune into that. Like the great Gosei says, there's a simple explanation for that. And as the great Zordon says, may the power protect you.